Okay, this is pretty exciting, guys. This is, I'm opening this out of my studio because I think this is the first one that I've yet to see in person. This is what I think it is. Oh, look, a t-shirt as well. This is the ecobee4 Smart Thermostat with a room sensor and built-in Alexa voice service. Because we gotta see what this thing looks like, because I haven't seen one anywhere. Box includes Smart Thermostat, room sensor, install guide, backplate, trim plate, screws, and power extender kit. I mean, in terms of footprint, it doesn't look that much different from the 3. And I have the 3 downstairs. You see you have that light up there for your Amazon Alexa. I don't know if the plate is different. The speaker is obviously new because we didn't have a speaker on the previous model there before. Check it out. Room sensor right there. If you haven't used that, those are really, really cool. It helps you keep this temperature kind of consistent throughout the entire home. Inside, I mean, this is a trend that a lot of companies have been doing, but they've been doing this really, really well over at ecobee. Everything you need is in here. A leveling backplate that has a level built in with the wires and everything kind of matched in there. You've got the screws and you've got the actual mounting plate for the sensor. You've got a kit for people who have older thermostats. Everything's in here. We've got a back plate as well. Depending on your setup, you can use the back plate and have a thermostat sit kind of right on the back plate. This is great if you have an older thermostat that's older and bigger. It's going to make a mess when you take it out. Anyhow, check it out, the ecobee4. So let's take a look at this thermostat for a second, side by side with the previous generation, the E3 they call it, the ecobee3. First thing you do before you install any kind of new thermostat is you head down to your furnace room, you try to find the power source, and you turn that off. You don't want you getting shocked. Once you've turned that off, you can go back to your thermostat and you can take off your old ecobee or your old thermostat. Depending on your system, you have differently labeled wires. What they have in the manual are these little stickers that help you label the existing wires. Since we're going from an ecobee3 to an ecobee4, it's not going to be a big process because we labeled the wires before and we know we have the right wires in place, whereas older thermostats might need a little bit of retrofitting, which is why they have that power module that we saw when we did the unboxing. So you take your old thermostat off, you label the existing wires that are there so you remember what goes where. Once you've labeled those wires, you kind of got to unscrew the existing panel, take it off the wall. Again, we're going from an ecobee3 to an ecobee4, so that really isn't a big process compared to other thermostat upgrades. So once you get that old backplate off, you put the new backplate on. The actual thermostat backing sits nicely. The hole is a bit smaller on the backplate of this one, so you're going to have to wiggle your wires a bit more, and the plate is a bit bigger, so the actual hole is a bit higher than where the previous one was. So when you're doing your installation, you're going to have to pull a little bit more of the cable up in the wall. Once you get all the wires in place and you stick them in the right place, you screw everything on. I had a little problem because of the placement of the hole. I couldn't really figure out where the bottom screw was going to fit in the wall. So for now, for the sake of demonstrating this, we're going to just screw the top one in and we're going to get that on the wall. And once we have that securely on the wall, we take the new thermostat and we put it right onto the plate. It'll click right in. Obviously, the leads connect right to that plate, so it knows exactly where it needs to be. And you'll see, once you get that right on the wall, you'll see that it's starting to boot up and it'll say hi, and it'll start to boot up the actual thermostat. Once the thermostat is booting up, the process is very similar if you've had one before. If you haven't, then you're going to see this for the first time. It's going to kind of walk you through the entire process. It's a guided setup, which is really cool. It double checks the wire setup to make sure you have things the way you should. It asks you a couple questions about your individual system, what accessories you might have in terms of a dehumidifier or a humidifier. It asks you how you want to see your temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. And then it'll guide you through the whole rest of the setup, including connecting to your Wi-Fi, registering the thermostat, etc., etc. Lots of cool settings there. We'll fast forward through these because let's get to the point where you really want to see, which is what's new in this thermostat other than, of course, the dimensions. And that is the integration of Amazon Alexa. So here's the cool part, is you come up to your thermostat and you have this new microphone button. Press that microphone button and you get the Alexa menu immediately. You can control the volume. You can see that you can turn the microphone on and off. You can push to talk if you actually want to instigate Alexa right away. And then, of course, the volume of the speaker itself. So we're going to go back here and we're going to show you how we can actually control Alexa for a second. Alexa, set my ecobee to 22 degrees.
Setting my ecobee heat to 22.
And there you have it. As she responds, she actually shows the volume control right there on the top. and she'll set the thermostat. Very cool. We're going to dive even deeper, I promise. Check out YourTechReport.com. Check out our radio show on Sirius XM. We're going to be talking all about it. Plus, we're going to be talking to somebody over at ecobee all about the creation of this thermostat on next week's show.